Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Rundown of the Cowboy Crab. What the just happened? That's all I really gotta say. It's lots of stuff went down last night, so this episode is originally it looked a lot different in my brain when the first before all the suspensions happened, and now we've got ourselves some interesting playoffs in situations. So, but first we're going to start with the teams that didn't make it. That's the regular season debriefing. So we're starting the Western Conference. Spartans, we're 4-4 and you missed the playoffs. I mean, you had two other 4-4 teams, the Sky Kings and Raiders, get in. But so in your case, it's just the fact of it's a tiebreaker, a head-to-head strength of schedule. It's one of the four, or it's one of the 1v1 tiebreakers or the 3+ tiebreakers that really cost you. But either way, 4-4 is not a bad season. It keeps you out of playing in the Survivor Bowl. The Vikings, the Blue Steel City Vikings. You turned out to be the Los Angeles Rams of the OFL this season. Came off the super high last season. Granted, you did lose some players like LMJ. Some other key pieces. But 3-5 and 11th overall in the conference is not bad. But just coming off of a victory bowl last season, it's just hard to swallow if you're a Vikings fan. Invaders also going 3-5. Technically still had a shot at making the playoffs. But scenarios did not go their way, so they got eliminated. Mexico City, you went 2-6. I mean, all you had to do is really win more games, and it seems Mexico City for the seasons I've been here, the Aztecs have not been really that good of a team, at all. Rattlers, also 2-6. Again, kind of the same thing. Not been looking great. Nothing looks like they can really turn them around. They need something to turn them around. This is where it gets interesting. Justin Jackrabbits. You guys went 1-7. That was even after the elimination, the suspension stuff came out. Your record didn't change. The fact you got one win is the reason you were not a contender for the Tank Bowl championship this season, because you had two winless teams. We'll get to them though. And also the Toros, same thing applies to you. I mean, honest to God, Houston has fallen off since losing to Atlanta in the Victory Bowl. They have fallen off big time. Then you get to the runners-up of the Tank Bowl, for the season 34. The Barton Bruisers, completely winless. That's impressive. But still, you didn't suck enough to win the Tank Bowl, so... Yeah, so all these teams, I mean, some did good and got, best way I can put it is they got dick punched out of the playoffs, like the Spartans, and then others just flat out sucked. Moving on to the Eastern Conference, this is where the true dick punching begins for one team, the Roblox Panthers, 5-3, and missed the playoffs. They went 5-3 and they missed. Now, let me run down how that happened for you real quick if you're not entirely caught up. Toronto had a good chunk of their players get suspended for exploit. They also had two of their wins overturned to losses. They are no longer undefeated and no longer even have the 1 seed. They are 6-2 and they are the 8th seed in the play-in. And there was a bunch of other 5-3 teams. Well, really, there's only one other 5-3 team that didn't have their win turned over. And because of the play-in situations with teams being automatically put in the play-in, one team was getting left out, and that was the Panthers. 5-3, and they missed because of a whole bunch of scenarios that just so happened to play out. Without them, I believe they were making the playoffs. I don't think they had clinched yet, but I think they were on their way to the playoffs, or at least the play-ins. Moving on, though, to a team that wasn't dick punched, the Philadelphia Freedom. The defending Tank Bowl champions, do not go winless this season. Instead, they go 3-5. They looked promising early on, and then they fell on their faces. That's about all I can really say. They were looking good for a while, and then they fell flat on their face. I mean, nothing else you can say. But moving on to Newark, 3-5. I had seen this team before. I had done a few of their games, and I honestly thought that if they could just get some wins, they were a playoff contender. I mean, I remember them in DC, arguably my game of the season. That game was by far the best OFL game I broadcasted in a while, in my opinion. That might even be the best one ever. Just a crazy overall game. But Newark, 3-5. Coralbox Snowhawks, also 3-5. Not much to them. I kind of forget they exist sometimes. Empire State, they did have one win, and then they got overturned to 2 wins, I think. 2-6. They really need Relly. From what I've heard from other people who've been here for longer than me, that Relly is the guy for Empire State, because apparently without him, that Empire State is just a terrible, terrible team. Pemberley also went 1-7. Oh my God, when you hear the name like the Punishers, you think, man, that sounds like a good football team. No, they're 1-7. And here's a team that got dick punched: the Motor City Mustangs. Originally, they had, I think, like 3 wins. I think they were a 3-5 team. And then once all the suspensions and stuff came out, 2 of those wins got overturned, and now they are 1-7. Which, my God, yeah. So, oh no, I think they just had 2 wins. But yeah, just truly not great. But and also the team that won the Tank Bowl for season 34. Dredson Dragons. 0-8. Statistic-wise, worst team in the league. Tank Bowl champions. Nothing else to really say. Let's get on to these playoff teams. So we'll go back to the Western Conference. We'll start at the seeds from 9-1. And then we'll go over who I think's winning in the Western Conference. Number 9, the Saxon Sunbirds. Due to suspensions and stuff, they were automatically put in the 9 seed. They were 5-2 record. Red Cliff, 4-4. Or the only other 4-4 team was the Sky Kings. Sky Kings held a tiebreaker over them. So the Sky Kings got the 7 seed, and the Raiders got the 8 seed. 6 seed belongs to the Rams at 5-3. 4 seeds, Ducks at 5-3 as well. Probably another tiebreaker scenario where Dansville gets 1 seed above the Rams. Number 4 is the Roblox Warriors, 6-2. Ooh, impressive seed, and they were in the running for the 1 seed for a little bit, I think. Number 3, the Oklahoma City Twisters. By far, out of the 2 new teams between Mustangs and the Twisters, I think more people have been impressed with the Twisters. But yeah, 3 seed, 6-2. Number 2, the Omaha Nighthawks, 6-2. And number 1, the team with the number 1 seed clinched in the playoffs, the Tremont Turks. So, Tremont, seen as the best team in the Western Conference via standings. However, I think any of these 6-2 teams reasonably can make a run for it. So, first let's start with a play-in game. Saxton versus Red Cliff. I mean, what happened last night for the Raiders, almost losing to the Dragons, really is not making me confident in them. So, I might be on the unpopular side with this one, but I'm going Sunbirds. And then after that, this might be a little bit of a controversial team to win the Western Conference, but I truly think it's going to be Oklahoma City. Like Tremont, I've picked them before in the past, and they disappointed me. Oklahoma. Oh, Oklahoma. What's an Oklahoma? Omaha. There we go. I feel like they are a very good team, but at the same time, I feel like when I've picked them, I feel like they've let me down. It's the Twisters. Whenever I'm like, you know what, I think this might be a twist. The Twisters might be doing this. They've proved me right. They have done well. And the Warriors, I think that might. Your championship is most likely going to be the Twisters and Turks, or Twisters and Warriors, in my opinion. That's most likely going to be it. You could have a team like Dansville or Olympia. They could have a surprising run. But basing it off seeding, most likely that's going to be your final four teams, the top four. But I see Oklahoma City going to the Victory Bowl. That's just my opinion, though. Moving on to the Eastern Conference, your play-in game is a battle of two teams that got dick punched severely, and honestly, it's their own fault. The Tuscaloosa Thunderbirds and the Toronto Bears. Toronto.
You were 8-0. You had the 1 seed. You just didn't have to f***ing exploit.
And now they're 6-2. Guaranteed play-in at number 8, so. And the Thunderbirds, same thing. Suspensions really killed them. Put them at 5-3. Who do I have winning? Tuscaloosa. I mean, Toronto had a majority of their key players get suspended. 2 of their wins overturned. I don't think Tuscaloosa even had that. Thunderbirds are winning. Moving on to the rest of the conference. Florida Firecats, the only other 5-3 team to make it in at the 7th seed. Kingo's Rockford Raptors, making in at, that's not their official name, that's what I just like to call them. At 6-2, they get in. Highland getting in at 6-2. Canton, who was quite disappointing last season in the playoffs, I may say so. Got in 6-2. Miami 6-2. So you have 4 6-2 teams. They take up the 3, 4, 5, and 6 spots. So that just kind of shows you how the Eastern Conference, competitive-wise, was kind of just better than the Western. Number 2 is DC, led by Relly, and they only had 1 loss this season. Let me check who that 1 loss was too. I know it was one of the good teams. I just can't remember which one. So the one thing I don't like about being live is I can't have it instant. I actually have to look for it myself. Yeah, it was Atlanta. So the only team they've lost to is the team that is above them, and that is the Atlanta Phoenix, who's 8-0 and a heavy favorite to win. And that's who I have making the Victory Bowl too. Atlanta. They have beaten every team in this conference, and they have not. There has not been anything to expose them for cheating yet.
There is, well, this pick will age like the milk left in the front yard. Poorly.
But yeah, I have my Victory Bowl 34 prediction this season is Atlanta and Oklahoma City. And I'm sorry, Oklahoma, but Atlanta's winning. I feel like last time I picked Atlanta to repeat, I was wrong. But this time, I feel like I got it right. There's no pressure of trying to repeat as Victory Bowl champions. And you're an 8-0 team. The only team that realistically stood in your way. Dick punched themselves into the play-in. The only other team that remotely has a shot, you've already beaten. And the Western Conference, realistically, is not on your same competition level. So, that's just... All of this is my opinion, though. Could Atlanta be a first-round elimination? Yes. Realistically, no, but it's a possibility. Could somebody like, Saxton, after getting automatically put in the 9th seed, come back and be like, oh, getting put in the 9th seed won't hurt us, and just make it to the Victory Bowl? Yes. Could we see, like, a Sunbirds-Bears Victory Bowl after what happened to both of those teams? Yes. Is it gonna happen? Maybe. So, yeah, I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up here for today, though. All of those we are just on the edge of the playoffs. Play-ins are coming up soon. Not to mention we are just about to be at Christmas. So, don't know what's going to happen there for the OFL. I can just tell you, though, that's getting close to the holiday. A holiday that mostly everybody loves. But anyways, I'll wrap it up here for you for today. Representing T-Motion, I'm the Cowboy Crab, saying so long, everybody.